Stop! I know exactly why you click on my video. You took a 3-second look at my current thumbnail, and let's be honest, either you were impressed by it or you wanted to know how to do something similar for your videos, right? Because your thumbnails probably are too generic and they look like they were made in Canva or even worse on Windows Paint. Am I right or am I right? So I'll let my friend RBW tell you what he thinks.
Yeah, we have a massive problem. Look, it's 2026. The YouTube algorithm is cold-blooded. It don't matter if your video is a whole masterpiece. If your thumbnail looks like a dusty, low-res potato, nobody's tapping that, period. If you want those views to start climbing, your visuals gotta look straight out the studio professional. But I already know you ain't trying to drop a bag on a Photoshop subscription, and you're definitely fed up with those basic copy-paste template apps that make your channel look like everybody else's, right?
So what is the solution? Enter Photopea. It's the free browser-based king of design that pros don't want you to know about. Today I'm giving you the ultimate zero to hero masterclass. I'm gonna teach you this like you're a 10-year-old with a sugar rush. Right, RBW?
No boring tech talk, no $500 software, just the raw skills you need to build an astonishing high click rate thumbnail from scratch.
Now here's the thing, you probably opened Photopea before and felt like you were staring at the cockpit of a jet. You click a button and nothing happens. You try to change a color and the whole screen turns purple. You're frustrated, you're lost, and you're about to quit. That ends today. We're gonna fix the nothing is working trap by mastering the secrets of Photopea. We're going to create something useful in the process. Yeah, what about a thumbnail for your next video? Also, later on, I will teach you how to use other tools in combination with Photopea so you can create even quicker thumbnails. By the end of this video, you won't just know how to use Photopea. You'll have a finished 2026 style fire thumbnail that looks like it costs $100 to make it on Fiverr. And not only that, you'll learn everything from setup and installation, tools, layers, magic selection, background remover. We're doing the fire background, the 3D text, and even going to show you how to change your shirt color without doing the laundry. Yes, color changing your shirt, replacing your shirt, adding plugins, and 3D text enhancement. This what makes the difference between a newbie's thumbnail to a MrBeast-style thumbnail. Your thumbnails are going to be fire after you watch this tutorial. So put on your seatbelt, grab a pen and a paper because we're going right into it. Alright, check it out. You're probably wondering, what's Photopea? So let's RBW explain it to you.
Think of it like this. If Photoshop is that expensive designer tracksuit that costs 2 months of rent just to look at, Photopea is the high quality dupe that fell off the back of a truck and is somehow 100% free. It's basically a Photoshop clone that lives right inside your web browser. You don't got to download some 50 gigabyte file. You just type in the URL and boom, you're a designer. It's got all the same buttons, all the same sliders, and the same power, but it won't ask you for your credit card info every 30 days like it's your landlord. It's the ultimate cheat code for creators who want that big budget look while living on a ramen noodle budget. So step 1, installing Photopea. Get your credit card ready. Psych, put that back in your wallet, fam. That's the best part. You don't install Photopea. You don't gotta wait 3 hours for a progress bar to move 1%, and you definitely don't need a supercomputer that's liquid. If your laptop can open a tab to watch cat videos, it can run Photopea. Just go to the site and you're in the game. It's like magic, but without the top hat and the bunny.
Alright, so let's start our tutorial. So this is Photopea. It might look intimidating at the beginning if you are a beginner, but it's not. So go to photopea.com. Here at the top, as you can see, you just need your browser. Could be Chrome, it could be Microsoft Edge, and this is the thumbnail I was working on my last video. So you can see that I actually use Photopea. I'm not just gonna show you something that I don't use. I was using, like everybody else before, Paint, Canva, and all sort of tools, even AI. But I find Photopea, you can actually custom things, and it could be better for you because you can actually choose your own colors, decide your background, decide how light you want your background, how dark you want it, and it gives you so much ability to actually implement nice designs. And you can not only do thumbnails, you can do banners, you can do business cards, and many other things. But on this tutorial, we're gonna concentrate on thumbnails. I've seen many tutorials where they try to teach you all the rings and the bells and everything, but at the end you don't do anything, and that's not the purpose. I mean, this has to be useful. So the way we're gonna do it, the way I'm gonna teach you, is we're gonna actually create a thumbnail, and you can probably use it for your next video because the concept is about the same. We're gonna talk about layers, we're gonna talk about the menus, we're gonna talk about how to remove the background, 3D, and so on. So what I'm gonna show you at the beginning is how to save your document. As you can see here, when you click on file, you have a lot of options. Open place, open more. You can store your images in your any folder, storage, open a URL. You can do so many things on this with this menu over here on the left. If you go to the top left of your screen and you click on file, you're gonna have templates, you're gonna do many things, but I like to save it as a PSD. I just finished this project, so I want to save it, and that's the way you save it. PSD means it's the way you're gonna actually, it's actually compatible with Photoshop, and it's the way you're gonna save it. I want to save it here on my application folder. So you put it a name and you save it as a PSD extension, because then you can recover that extension and you can continue working. Let's say I don't want to put Google, I want to put Facebook, then I can change the words, I can change the colors, I can change my face, I can change anything I want because I saved it as a PSD. So it's gonna give you a better way to custom your thumbnail by saving it as a PSD. Then another important thing to do once you finish a project is to save it as, to export it, sorry. You need to export it as PNG or JPEG. And it has so many options, this software. You can do PDF, you can do SVG, GIF, MP4, and if you're more advanced, well, you have so many other extensions, BMP, TGA, AVIF, TIFF, and so many others. But as a beginner, you don't need that. You can select JPEG, and the way you do it is you're gonna put here the width. I like to put it 1920 and the height 1080. I find that then the thumbnail is gonna come crispy, and you can put the name here on the top and make sure the quality is at 100%. You click on save, and once you click on save, just select the folders where you want to put it, and then you save it there. So now I have my JPEG, I have my PSD file saved from my last project. I'm showing this first so you can get very comfortable with this, and make sure that when you're gonna save this is very important, is that you can actually save it as often as you can, because you don't want to lose your project. You don't want to lose your documents. Imagine working so many hours and you forgot to save it. From time to time, I suggest that you save it, and once you're done, you can select JPEG or export as PNG. So we're gonna go into photopea.com. I'm gonna leave here, and now this is what you should see. You're probably on that page right now, photopea.com, if you're following along. And this is better if you use either a laptop or either a computer. You have the templates over here. If you click on templates, it's a little bit like Canva and any other editor where you can actually edit images and things like that. And templates, you have templates like this one, this nice template you see here, this one, the yellow. It says this is the type of templates you can actually do, and it's achievable with Photopea. And you can actually search here. As an example, you can search for gaming templates. and you're gonna have a bunch of other thumbnails that you can choose from. If you want to use a template, it's up to you, but I like to do it from ground. So I'm gonna exit this, press here to exit, and now we're gonna open a project. But before, I want to show you all the things that you're able to drop here. Any files you can drop. You can open the PSD, you can open PDF, you can open from your computer. If you want to open a project, example, the one I just saved, I could open from there. And here on the left side, this is where you can store all your documents on this device, or on a P drive, on Dropbox, on OneDrive, on Google Drive, whatever you want to save it. This is where you save your projects. And here at the bottom you have Figma, you have Sketch, you have Photoshop. Look at this yellow account. Make sure it's yellow. It means you are signed in, because like that you can recover if ever you lose a design or something happened. That actually this happened, that the computer crashed, so I had to restart. But because my account is yellow, which means I'm signed in, I was able to recover it. So I suggest, if you're not signed in, to go ahead and sign in and create an account, because this is free to use. So let's open a new project. Over here, this is where you open a new project. Click here. I'm happy you're enjoying my tutorial, and I wanted to tell you to stop settling for average thumbnails. It's 2026, and I'm handing out you the complete blueprint to the thumbnail mastery in my new ebook, Mastering Photopea. We start from the very beginning in phase 1, setting up your canvas and creating that professional inner border and blur backgrounds that makes your subject stand out. No more messy cutouts. I'll show you how to use selection and healing tools to polish your subject until it looks perfect. Mastering Photopea creates stunning YouTube thumbnails in 2026 is a step-by-step ebook guide that will make your thumbnails go crazy. Here's the table of contents. 1. That high-end look. In phase 3, we mastered the beauty blur for a pro skin glow that looks real. Then we move to phase 4, advanced typography, where I show you how to create pop heading with gold gradients and warp text that practically jumps off the screen. We even build trust and energy in phase 5 by creating custom badges and checkmark graphics for that verified look. This is where it gets crazy. In phase 6, I'll teach you the no selection color swap to change your shirt color in seconds, plus the oil paint secret for glowing highlights without the smudge tool. But that's not all. My bonus phase 11 takes you through a full MrBeast-style face retouch. We'll upscale your image, highlight the eyes and teeth, and use dodge and burn to give you that cartoonish depth that the world's biggest YouTubers use. And finally, I'll teach you my sandwich logic for layers so you never feel lost in your project again. You get every shortcut, every trick, and every phase to turn you into a thumbnail pro using only a browser. Don't just make a thumbnail, make a viral hit. Grab Mastering Photopea 2026 today. This is the ebook you need to grow your YouTube to the next level. Find the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Let's continue with the tutorial. Over here, this is where you open a new project. Click here. And there are two ways you can actually create a thumbnail. You can do it with this template over here, YouTube thumbnail 1280 by 720 pixels, but I like to use this one, 1920 by 1080. I think you're gonna have a better quality, and at the same time you're gonna make sure that it's gonna be wide enough to put all your elements inside. So we're gonna select this one, and as you can see here, the width is 1920. Make sure that that's the width, and the height 10 by 80, and then you're gonna have a nice quality. And here we kind of put the name. We're gonna put it the name demo, just for the purpose of this tutorial. The pixels here, the DPI, you can leave it at 72, there's no problem, but I like to put it at 150. And if you are doing some printing, then you should up this to maybe 300 and up. But since we're not gonna be doing all that, we're just gonna be doing the tutorial about how to make a thumbnail. We're gonna leave it at 150. Now here you can choose your background. You can choose the background white, black, transparent, whichever you want to use, but I'd like to use the black one. And you can even use custom. Custom means you can put any color you want. When you choose custom, you can go down here with the color picker and you can choose whatever, pink, blue, green, and then you press OK. But like I said, in my case, I like to put it black, the first layer as black, so like that we're sure we got the right layer at the beginning and there's no light that passes through all the design. So let's create this, and this is how it's gonna look once you create our first background, which is actually pretty black. That's what we need, that's what we want to start our thumbnail. At first look, it look a little bit intimidating, but we're gonna use it little by little and you're gonna feel very comfortable at the end of this tutorial. You'll be able to create things, create nice thumbnails, and that's the purpose for this video. So here we're gonna click on more and you're gonna see all the options. You have the languages over here, so if you speak another language other than English, you can use it, Spanish, French, and any other language. And here you have the theme. I like to keep it as dark, but you can choose light gray, blue, purple. This is how it's gonna look. It's just gonna change the theme of the editor. So let's keep it dark. And other than that, about Photopea, it's gonna give you the version and information about the website. Keyboard shortcuts also, you can go and look at the keyboard shortcuts. Install Photopea also, you can install it if you want in your computer, but it's not necessary. We kind of use the browser option. On window here you have a bunch of options. This is more advanced. We're gonna probably look some of them, but the most important thing that we're gonna use is the plugins. So make sure you use the plugins. There's about 1 or 2 plugins that I like to use. Once you press here you can install any plugin you want. There are so many plugins that you can use. You can go around and look around which one is the one that you're looking for, like emojis. But I like this one, Pexels. As you can see, I have a green check mark over here, which means I already installed it, because you can use a lot of pictures and designs from Pexels. Free pick over here you have also, and many others. It's up to you to go and check exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific, you can go on the search bar, example of fonts or anything that you're looking for. Just to give you an example, I'm gonna install this one, free pick, so you see how it works. You press on the plugin you want to install, and after that you're gonna click here on install, and that's gonna add the plugin. As you can see now, it has a check mark. So I have already those 2, Pexels and free pick for now, and I'm gonna close this. Okay, so now you're gonna see here on the right side there's a menu, and this is where your plugins are going to appear. I have free pick over here, so if you click on it, that's how it will appear. You can search for assets over here. You can accept the cookies. They have illustrations, vectors. You can create an image with AI as well. Let's try it. I never installed this because I never used it, but you can go ahead and use it if you want. It's up to you. AI image of a dog. Let's try that and see what it comes with. They want us to download the app. I don't want that. And let's see over here, we can generate a character. You can choose the size of the picture, 1:1 or 16:9, or you can also use the vertical like TikTok and short 9:16. Let's choose this one. As you can see, you need to sign up. I'm not gonna sign up for this. That's not the purpose of the tutorial. You can go ahead and sign up, and if you want absolutely this plugin, you can go ahead and give it a try. But for the demo, for the purpose of this tutorial, we are not going to sign in. Instead, I'm gonna use Pexels. Pexel is right here. And one thing I want to show you, that is important for somebody that is beginner is the way you open and close is on the side. You have this little square. Now you're gonna open a window. If you want to close, as you can see, there's no X to close this. So at the beginning, when you're a beginner, you might think, how am I gonna close this? It doesn't have an X, and that could be a little bit annoying. I think that's a problem with the design. So what you need is you need to press here. So once you press, it will disappear. So that's gonna be to hide it and to make it reappear. So the window will appear when you click, and the window will hide when you press on it. So if you want to press on it to make it disappear, you click here, and that's gonna hide it. And if you want to open, well, then you click on it. And it's the same for all the other windows. You see, you press here, you need to press again in order to make it hide. So that's the only thing that I don't like too much about Photopea is that. Other than that, it's a very good software. So we're gonna open here and we're gonna try to look for a background. So let's type nebula to have a nice background of the space. So let me see what they have. So that's why I like Pexels, because you can choose backgrounds, you can choose pictures, you can choose something nice like that. And depending on what you're looking for, they have vertical for like shorts, like this one, or for like TikTok, like this. If you're gonna do a thumbnail for TikTok or for shorts, they have it like that, vertical. And they also have 16:9. So we're gonna look for something 16:9. Maybe this one looks nice. So let's try to add it. You press over here, we're gonna select large, and we're gonna add to the document. And you see that it's gonna appear there. You're gonna press on the X. Now we have this window that is annoying. There's no X. So remember, press on the side, on the sidebar, and that will make it disappear. Once you see it over there, what we're gonna do is you need to press on confirm here on the check mark. So we're gonna press on confirm, and now you still don't see it. Why? Well, the reason is, I'm gonna explain you a little bit the layers, how the layers work. And the reason is because the background, the black background, you see the layers over here, the black background is on the top. So we need to either bring the background on the bottom or bring Pexels picture to the top. So that's what we're gonna do in order to make the picture appear here. So it's just the positioning. So we're gonna bring it down, and now you're gonna see the picture. So that's the picture. And you see those little squares, the transform controls is the transfer control. And now it says locked. You see when I try to move it, and why? Because I'm not select. See, this layer is locked. And this is a problem that I can show you for beginners. You might encounter this. It means that you see this little border, it's around the background, not around the picture. So this is why you cannot control that, because remember that we fill that background with black. So instead you have to select the image, and now we can drag it, we can move it, we can transform the image, you can make it bigger, and you can use the controls, the little square, to control the image. So make sure always you have that border around the image to make it work, to make sure that you can control the image properly and resize it, drag it, and do whatever you want to do with it. So now we're gonna press on like, I don't really like this image, so I'm gonna erase it. I'm gonna cancel here. I don't really like it. I thought this image was nice, but now that I see it, now that I zoomed it, I'm not really impressed about it. So at the same time, I'm gonna show you one trick. You right click and you're gonna press delete. If you ever, let's say you put an image and you did not like it, you just right click and then you're gonna delete it, and now the image is gone. So we're gonna go back to Pexels. We're gonna select another image. I'm doing this on purpose so you guys learn. If you're a beginner, you can see exactly how you can delete, how you can place an image, how you can delete it. You have fire, very nice pictures you can use for your background. You can use fire, you can use nebula or whatever you want. It's up to you, and come up with great design. So let's go back with the nebula. Let me try to find something better. I didn't like that one. I thought it looked from far, it looked good, but now that I zoomed it, it was not looking as good as I thought. I'm looking for something more blue, so let's see if I can find. Here you can press on show more, and we're gonna find more. So let's go and scroll a little bit more. Oh, I like this one. I think that would be perfect with the tree, and it's blue. It's a little bit what I have in mind. So let's press here on large, size large, and we add it to the document. So I did it twice, adding an image so you can get used to it and you understand how to add an image. So there you go, it's added. You press on the X, and remember how to make this disappear, pressing back over here on the right side. Now we're gonna press on confirm. I think you're getting the hang of it, and you're gonna see the controls. But to see the controls, make sure, like I said before, that you have the borders on the layers around your image. Now we're gonna press on confirm, and now we have our beautiful background. So now what you can do is actually add a layer. If it's too bright, if the color is not what you were looking for, you can add a gradient, and that's what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna be adding text, and I see that here the image is about the same color everywhere. So I want to add like a darker color on the left so I can put text. The way you do that is on the bottom, you're gonna see like a little circle. You're gonna click on it or right click, and you're gonna see this appearing. It's gonna be called adjust, and here you're gonna select gradient. It has a lot of features, color fill, but the one we're gonna select today is gradient fill. There you have it. So now you're gonna have this gradient appearing over here, and now we can work with the gradient. The way you're gonna select the color, you just need to press on the little square on the left to change the color. Now it's currently black, so if you want a different color, press on it, and then you're gonna have this custom that will appear. You press again over here, and now you have the color picker that you can choose the color you want. Let's say you want, I don't know, green, but since I'm gonna use I want green for the text, because Photopea, the logo is green, so I'm gonna be using green for the text. So I might not do this. I'm gonna leave it probably as so, like this. And instead, if you want to make it a little darker, you can click here on the bottom on the gray side, not on the top, here on the bottom, sorry. You click on the bottom, you're gonna see that little square appear again. So then you can change, you can have your gradient with different colors. It could be black, blue, red. You can do something really nice. You can make it darker, you can make it whatever you want. It's up to you depending on your imagination. I'm gonna pick this one, a little bit like grayish to green, something like that, and then you press OK. And we have this window annoying. How do we close? Well, we go over here on the right side, you click, and it's gonna be hidden. Well, now you're gonna say, hey, where's the picture? Because now the grading is on the top, so now we don't see anymore the background. So what we're gonna do, we can either move the background, we can move the gradient field, but instead we're gonna do opacity. So go here, the opacity, and then you can play with the opacity, because we just wanna darken a little bit the image. That's all I want to do. So look what is gonna happen when you're gonna play with the opacity slider. It's gonna start revealing the picture. So select the one you like, because now you see on the left side I'll be able to add text. So I'm looking for maybe 60 would be good, 65, something like that from what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna select something like that, 60. I think it's okay. And now the gradient is applied directly into the image that we uploaded earlier. And now we're ready to place your face or your body. So the way you do it, you go here on the file, open and place, and then you go and select a picture. Let me try to find something with a background so I can show you how to remove the background as well. I have some, but I already removed the background, so I want to put something where there is background. So this one is, I already removed the background, so it's not what I'm looking for. So here I'm gonna use this picture, and there you go, it's gonna place the picture. Let's say you don't like the picture for some reason, like I don't like this picture also. So how do you do it? How do you remove it? So once again, we're gonna do what we did before. You go on the you press here the X first, and then you go here, right click, and you delete. So let's find another picture. I wanted to do that so you can see if ever you put a picture and you don't like, you can just drag it. By the way, you can either open in place with on the top, or you can drag it. I like to drag it. And now as you can see, we have the image, and now we have the same problem. Now the gradient is on the top here on the layers. You see the image is there, but I don't want it there. I want the gradient to be applied only on the background, not on me, on my picture. So how do you do that? Remember, we just slide this in between the background and the image, and now it's just the positioning. Now the image, my image is on the top, the gradient is next, and then it's the background picture that we selected from Pexel. And now we can actually start removing the background. If you want, you can use the pen, and then you do little dots around it like this. But if you have the patience to do that, you can do it. It's up to you. I'm just doing it this is real quick so you can see how this is supposed to be done with the pen. That's one option to do, to remove the background. But we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna show you a trick. I'm gonna show you something really fun and easy to remove the background. There I actually have two options that I'm gonna show you. So if you click on select here, you're gonna see remove background, BG, remove BG. Remember, if something that let's say you did something wrong, you can always go to edit and undo, or press on Control Z, Control Z to undo whatever you've done. Let's say you did this and you want to remove this, well, just do backspace and that's gonna remove, or you do edit on the top left and undo, and that's gonna remove the selection if ever you do that and you don't want to do that. So I'll show you the way here now how to remove the background. Let's go first, because now we are here on the pen on the bottom. We're gonna go and choose the move tool over here on the top. And now we're on the move tool, so we're gonna do select, and then we're gonna do remove BG background. So for Photopea, either you can pay them €1 a week, or you have a free option. It's very simple. You press OK with the free option, and you're just gonna watch an ad for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, it depends. Like in this case, it's 5 seconds, and then it's gonna say processing, and Photopea will remove the background. And just close the ad, and that's gonna remove the background. But you can see it didn't remove the background. Why? Can you explain me why they didn't remove the background? And the reason is because if you see here the selection, you selected the wrong layer. I was supposed to select the image, not this layer. So how do we go back? And this is a good thing that is happening like that. If you're a beginner, if ever this happens, the only thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do undo. You can undo all this by going here, edit, undo, undo again, and you can always undo and redo over here if you want. That's the way you undo things when you make a mistake. Or like I said, on your keyboard is also Control Z that you can use. That's a great feature from Photopea, so if ever you make a mistake, don't forget to use it. So now what you need to do actually to remove the background, you need to select the image. Make sure that when you are here on the layers, you are on the right and correct layer, not on the background. We need the image. We need to select the image. There you go. Now the image is selected. So you see now the little dots around the image. Make sure that it's selected. Now that it's selected, now we can do the remove background. Again, you can either pay €1 or press OK and watch a small ad. It's a 5-second ad this time. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes 15 seconds, it depends. And then you press on the X to remove the ad. It's gonna say processing, and voila, the background is gone. So this is an excellent tool, an excellent feature that Photopea has. But sometimes also it could be that the remove background it's not too accurate. So I have another trick for you guys that I'm gonna show you. You can also go to the website remove.bg/upload, as you can see here, and then you can put your images here. I do that many times. When I don't want to watch 5 seconds or 10 seconds, it's faster for me to go do it here. Or when maybe the Photopea didn't do a good job while removing it. So you do exactly the same process. Let me go and grab a picture. Okay, I'm gonna select this picture. It's the same process. If you never use it, the website will remove it, and then you can download it. You can also do this on Canva. They also have a feature to remove the background, but it's on the pro version. And then you can here you have the quality. It's not as great, but it's free. And then you save it. Okay, I'm gonna save it here. I'm showing all this because I assume you're a beginner, so hopefully this is helping you. So go here, open and place. If you want to place the image, you can either drag it or go with that. So my image is here, it has no background. There you go. So those are the two ways you can place an image without the background, either using Photopea or using remove.bg/upload. I'm gonna leave the links on the description for you guys so you can go and actually check it out. So now I'm gonna press on the X because I don't want this image, and I'm gonna delete it. Remember, how do we delete this? Make sure that you selected the right image, make sure that it has a border, and then you right click and then delete. So now you're an expert on deleting the layers. You know how to do this. If ever you have to delete something, that's the way you do it. Make sure always you select the right image. You don't want to delete the wrong image. So now we can crop this if you want. Once you select it, you can crop it and place it whatever you want. As you can see, there's an issue with my image. I can only put it here because my arm is like halfway, and I wanted to put text on the left side. I want it to be myself on the right here, but look what's going on. I'm missing a part of my body over here, so it's not gonna look good. So I need to flip this. I need to inverse this. So how do you do this? Make sure you have selected the image over here on the layers, and now you're gonna go here on the image on the top. You're gonna go to transform, and here you can rotate the image 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or you can flip it horizontally. This is what I'm going to do right now. So let me press on this, and now voila, look, now my image is on the right side. So now I can put it here, and now it doesn't look like I'm missing a part of my body, of my arm. And now you can just drag it and resizes the way you want. Make sure the little squares are appearing. If the squares are not appearing, it's because you have not selected the right layer. Make sure all the time that you have selected the right layer. Press on confirm once you have the right position, and you're gonna press right here. So now this is good to go. Now we can add the text. So you can see here the transform, these little squares that allows you to resize it. If you want to get rid of that, you have the transform control here. If you uncheck this, they are gone. So now your design is kind of ready. Now if you don't want to see this, you can press on the eye, and it's gonna hide it from your design. So let's say you did something and you don't want to see it, either by mistake or you don't want to delete it. You like it, and maybe you're gonna change it later, maybe you'll use it later. Just press here. Example, look, the background is very vibrant. If you like it vibrant and you don't like the gradient, well, then you can press here on the eye, and it's gonna remove the gradient. Now I'm on the gradient side here on the layer. You can do the same thing for the background by pressing on the eye. It will make it high, or it will make it reappear. So that's the way you do this. Now we're ready to attack the text, but there's also this little feature you can lock over here. As you can see, there's a lock. If you want, you can use that as well to make sure you lock your elements by pressing over here. So if you press the lock, you're gonna see this little lock appearing. Uncheck the transform controls if you don't want to see the controls of the image. So we're gonna go on the left side here for the text now. So the way it works, you click here, right click the type tool. When you right click on it, you're gonna see the options type tool or vertical type tool. So we're gonna use this one, select type tool, and then click on the image or background right here. We're gonna see this little square, very small, because presently it's 24 pixel size, so it's too small. So press on the arrow and then slide it to the right. Here the maximum is 150, but you can still put here 250, 350 by manually. So don't worry if the slider goes only to 150, you can put a 250, no problem, and that's gonna make a lot bigger. So let's give it a test. Okay, the color is white, and now you can write your text. So in this case, I'm gonna write Photopea, and if you go down, you're gonna see those arrows. The arrow means you can actually move your element. You can move it left, right, drag it, do whatever you want with your element once you see those arrows. So here you see you can put it and place it whatever it looks good for you, whatever you think is gonna look good. That's the way you move your elements. But always on the layers, make sure that it's selected, and double click if ever you want to do changes. Let's say I want to reduce the size. I want to put it 200. Make sure it's selected before you change the size. If not, you're gonna change the size and then nothing's gonna happen. But if it's selected, it's gonna change. You can also change who. There you go. You see what can happen? Because my computer is missing memory. Now we have a snap over here. So this is what I told you at the beginning. It's very important that you save your PSD. In this case, I was able to recover it, my own saved document. But if I were you, from time to time, I would go on file and save as PSD to make sure that my document is safe in case you get a crash, just like it happened to me right now. I'm lacking memory because I'm recording, I'm doing a voiceover, sometimes I'm even live streaming at the same time. So make sure you always come here on file and save as a PSD from time to time to make sure that you always have a copy, a good version. You can always come back and you're not gonna lose. Imagine it working 30 minutes or an hour or more into your design just to realize that everything is gone because your computer crashed or because your internet fell or whatever reason. So make sure you save it from time to time. This is another beginner's advice that I can give you, but it's a good thing that is happening. So like that, we can go back and start doing again the same thing, so you remember how it's done. We're gonna put back the text. You go here on the bottom, the type tool, remember, you right click on it and type tool, you select this one. Now going on the image, click on it, and you're gonna see this little square. It means it's only 24 pixels, so we're gonna put it 200, and now we're gonna write Photopea. And you can change the font. Make sure it's selected before you change anything. The color, the font, make sure it's selected like this. So we're gonna change the font and try to look for a different font. Let's go with this one, Della Gothic. I think it's bold, so I like it. It's gonna look better. And as you can see, the whole text is selected, so we can change either the color, we can change the size. So let's give a try, maybe 170, 175. Still too big. We're gonna try something else. 155. I think 155 is perfect. We're gonna press on confirm here on the check mark. Never forget that. Here, like that. Press the check mark once you're done editing whatever you edit. The color is Photopea. We're gonna use the color feature, but not, I'm gonna show you a new way to do the colors. You can change it from the top next to the size. You see a color over there, but that's solid colors. And we're gonna do a nice gradient. That's what I'm gonna show you now. But I'm gonna show you something else. I'm gonna show you this option, warp. When you press on warp, it has a lot of features. When you go over here where it says style, you're gonna see all these features. Click on it. Non-arc, bulge, shell lower, shell upper, arc. I like to use arc. And then you're gonna see how nice you can make your text. It's gonna be like an arc. But then here we don't see anything, so we can actually bend it. You can lower the bend 40%, 30%, whichever percentage you like to make it fun. Here, I think this looks good. 18%. And you close this. And now it went back like this. Why? Once again, because this is another mistake as a beginner. Make sure that when you press, before you press the warp, you double click on your text to have the text selected. If not, there you go. So now we selected, press on warp, and now we can do the same thing we did before. Press on arc, and you can now play with the bend. You can play with the horizontal distortion if you want to play with that. You can do so many things. It's up to you and your imagination, what you see and how do you see your thumbnail. What is it that you want to apply? You can apply horizontal distortion, vertical distortion, bend percentage up or down, and it's only in slider. That's the only thing you need to do. I'm gonna put it back to 0 because I don't want to play with the horizontal distortion. I just want to do the bend like before. Maybe 18% is good. Just a light arc, that's nice. I think for me it adds a little bit of spice to the text. You press OK, and now as you can see it's there because I selected it. Now I can confirm because I selected it. Make sure all the time that it's selected. And if you look here on the layers, it's also selected, so you can apply again a color if you want with the color picker. But I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use something else. I'll show you after how to apply a nice gradient to the text. You'll see later on, but that's the way you change the color. If you want to change the color, make sure always your text is selected. And over here, if you right click over here, there's an option called blending options. This is what I want to show you for the gradient. You click on it, and we're gonna move this out of the way so you can see what the power of Photopea. These features are incredible. You can do bevel emboss, stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, gradients, overlay, outer glow, drop shadow. So I'm gonna use the gradient overlay. You can put a check mark, but always press here. If you don't press, you're not gonna have the full features. Once you press on it, you're gonna see now this menu, and this is what we want. We want all the features, so you can play with the style, with the angle, with the color of the gradient, and so much more. So now you go over here, and now you have the gradient editor, and now we can play with the color. And I want to change it to green. So let's select green over here. Let's bring the color picker to the top, and now we're gonna select green. You can select whatever you want. There's thousands of options or hundreds of options for you. So I'm gonna select something that I like this green. And now you see that's nice gradient into the text. Instead of the boring full color green, now it has a nice white and green gradient. And if you press here on the bottom, you're gonna see another little square appearing, which means you can even change more colors. You can make it darker, you can make it lighter, it's up to you. So I'm gonna make it here, I'm just gonna move it a little bit, and like that, because I want it a little bit more darker, not too much white, more green. So now I have a nice gradient, and you can play with the outer glow also. It works the same way. First of all, you click on the check mark, but always press here. If you don't press, you're not gonna have the full feature, so press here. Once you press there, now you have the full feature, and you have the gradient. The gradient is a little bit yellowish. You can keep it, change it, whatever you want, and then you can adjust the spread, the size, the contour. It's just sliders. It's very easy. It looks intimidating, but look, it's only a slider. You push left, right, and then you're gonna have these nice designs with nice glow, with a nice gradient. Select whichever you want. It's up to you. Remember that design is always a question of taste. Some people might like, some people might not like, so it depends on what you're looking for and what type of audience you're going for. I'm gonna keep it like that. You have also bevel emboss, the same thing. Put a check mark, and you're gonna see now you're gonna give a little emboss to the letters. If you like that, it's up to you. Like I said, nothing is good or bad. It's up to you, whatever your taste is. If you like it, that's what's important. If your audience like it, that's what's important also. So I think, let me see, something low, maybe like a 4, 6. 4 would be good for me. I like 4. It's not too exaggerated, just a nice emboss. And now you can also do drop shadow, 3D if you want 3D here. I'll show you a little bit the 3D. Presently it's red, doesn't look good, so press on it all the time. Press, and when you press, you have here your color picker, and now you can go and select whatever color you want as a 3D. Black, white, red. You can choose whatever you want. I'm not gonna do the 3D. I'm just showing you for the demo, just for the tutorial, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna remove it. I want something light like this, a bit of gradient, a bit of shadow, and a bit of glow. I think it's more than enough. You can do stroke. That's what the stroke does. Inner shadow. You can do inner glow. Satin. Color overlay. Here, like that, color overlay. If you go here, you can even change that, the color, if you want. It's all a question of taste, like I said, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to my gradient. This is what I wanted. That's what I had in my head at the beginning, with a nice gradient and the other glow and a little bit of emboss. So now you have a nice thumbnail, not fully ready. I'm gonna show you a few things more, but I'm about to wrap this up because this is only part 1. I'm gonna do part 2, part 3, maybe part 4 also. So for the moment, we're gonna leave it like this. We're gonna remove this text layer 7. Sometimes the Photopea will give you some layers that you don't need, so we're gonna delete this one too. I'm gonna delete it. Now you know how to delete it. Right click and delete it. Delete, and I'm just gonna leave the text Photopea right here. So this was my tutorial for today. I hope you guys liked it, and don't forget that the blending options are right here. All the features are right here. And I wanted to tell you to stop settling for average thumbnails. It's 2026 and I'm handing out you the complete blueprint to the thumbnail mastery in my new ebook, Mastering Photopea. We start from the very beginning in phase 1, setting up your canvas and creating that professional inner border and blur backgrounds that makes your subject stand out. No more messy cutouts. I'll show you how to use selection and healing tools to polish your subject until it looks perfect. Mastering Photopea creates stunning YouTube thumbnails in 2026 is a step-by-step ebook guide that will make your thumbnails go crazy. Here's the table of contents. 1. That high-end look. In phase 3, we mastered the beauty blur for a pro skin glow that looks real. Then we move to phase 4, Advanced Typography, where I show you how to create pop heading with gold gradients and warp text that practically jumps off the screen. We even build trust and energy in phase 5 by creating custom badges and checkmark graphics for that verified look. This is where it gets crazy. In phase 6, I'll teach you the no selection color swap to change your shirt color in seconds, plus the oil paint secret for glowing highlights without the smudge tool. But that's not all. My bonus phase 11 takes you through a full MrBeast-style face retouch. We'll upscale your image, highlight the eyes and teeth, and use dodge and burn to give you that cartoonish depth that the world's biggest YouTubers use. And finally, I'll teach you my sandwich logic for layers so you never feel lost in your project again. You get every shortcut, every trick, and every phase to turn you into a thumbnail pro using only a browser. Don't just make a thumbnail, make a viral hit. Grab Mastering Photopea 2026 today. This is the ebook you need to grow your YouTube to the next level. Find the link in the description or in the pinned comment. I hope you like this tutorial, and till next time, stay blessed.